Our business.
Global Entrepreneurship Month is the world's largest celebration of the innovators and job creators who launch startups and bring ideas to life, drive economic growth, and expand human welfare. During the month of November, this period of celebration and acknowledgement inspires people everywhere through local, national, and global activities designed to help them take the next step in their entrepreneurial journey. These activities, from large scale competitions and events to intimate networking gatherings, connect participants to potential collaborators, mentors, and even investors, introducing them to new possibilities and exciting opportunities. The very notion of the celebration of entrepreneurship talks directly to the Industrial Development Corporation, IDC's mandate. This makes it an ideal opportunity for the IDC to profile itself loud and proud during this period and share some key insights that would prove helpful to either getting potential startups started or gearing an existing one for success. The IDC is running a campaign that pays special attention to Mzansi's entrepreneurs and the special difference they make to the economy, not only in the services they offer and the jobs they create, but also in acknowledgement of what kind of bravery and courage is required to be an entrepreneur, to dare to dream and then go out there and make it a reality. IDC Head of Corporate Affairs, Tshepo Ramodibe, joins us on the line to talk to us further. Tshepo, thank you for your time and thanks for talking to us about this particular important issue.
Thank you, Tarisha. It's a pleasure to be with you.
First and foremost, what is the IDC's core mandate and why is it aligning to Entrepreneurship Month important to yourselves as the IDC?
The IDC is on record. It's the biggest fund of entrepreneurs in South Africa. We have an established history since 1940. We've helped fund industrial capacity, which fuels, our country's economic growth. But we do this by funding viable businesses, So our mandate is not only to support economic businesses, but it's really to support industrialization broadly, support ventures that contribute to the expansion of our economy, but more importantly, achieving increased job creation, which is much needed. And entrepreneurs have a critical role to play. I think we're seeing the latest statistics from Stats SA that speak to SMMEs contributing more and more to the country's economic activity and GDP, which is what we all want to see in this economy.
We know that there are various development funding institutions in the country, but I suppose the question would be, why should a business approach the IDC versus any other?
I think our track, what differentiates us more than anything is tailored funding support, which differentiates us from a SEFA, Small Enterprise Finance Agency, or, SEDA, which is the Small Enterprise Development Agency. So there are quite a few role players, but we see ourselves really as a specialist financier of industrial projects that contribute to greater job creation. So, and the one other thing that we say is really about patient lending. So while businesses can go to commercial banks, the requirements for repayments are quite short term. But because we're a development funding institution, we have the extra room to look at balancing commercial returns and development impact. So we take a longer term view. That really also talks to increased appetite. So when a business is viable, but it requires a bit more runway, the IDC has the appetite to work with the entrepreneur for a longer term period while servicing the loan, but ensuring that the business meets its developmental impact.
Yeah. Let's also talk about what you guys characterize as a non-financial support. Some people wonder, what does it mean in the overall IDC offering?
So there's, support that entrepreneurs need often varies from pre-investment support, where an entrepreneur has a wonderful idea, but it needs to be reviewed and tested to see what gaps there may be. There may be requirements, therefore, additional insight that a visionary An entrepreneur is really a visionary who has a concept in mind, understands the environment they operate in, but there are other administrative elements that they may not be, privy to. And the pre-investment support kicks in there, so you will get some help with, market understanding, marketing of your plan, and some of the administrative elements, and that's pre-investment support. So that really gets you to bankable, stage where you can apply for a business loan. And once you've received that loan, there's post-investment support where you will then run your business, but as we monitor the performance, repayment, how the business is doing against its business projections, whether we do see a gap that is holding you back, the IDC provides skilled individuals, whether it's accountants, governance specialists, back office support team to help you really focus on what you do best as an entrepreneur, which may be market development and selling the product.
Yeah.
But you do have the benefit of having this post-investment support available to you.
We also hear the IEC talking about industrialists, and earlier this year there was even a Black Industrialists conference and award which was held. But I've been hearing a lot of our listeners who are in business wondering if whether they qualify as Black industrialists. And the question then is, what is actually meant by the word industrialists, and how does the IDC support these Black industrialists in particular?
Thank you, Tabiso. That's a spot-on question, because for us, we have entrepreneurs at different, business cycles. There's small, medium, large entrepreneurs. But for us, an industrialist is a person involved in not only the ownership but management of a business that is at an industrial scale. As I alluded earlier, for smaller scale businesses, township economy role players, we do have support at provincial level, but you have entities like SIFA, SIDA, and also support from this Department of Small Business Development. But in the South African context, you're looking at large-scale businesses with potential to create jobs, and these are businesses in critical sectors. So when you look at manufacturing, mining, agriculture, and agro-processing, these are job-rich sectors, job-rich businesses, and this is where the IDC plays its part. So we do look at large-scale businesses. That's our definition. But for us is, if you look at our history and how the economy is structured, so there are big, large-scale companies, but there was a need, even from 1994 onwards, for more inclusive participation in the economy, which is where the IDC's mandate was a mandate to ensure that we contribute measurably to inclusive participation in the economy, make sure that, Black people who know the business, who've got skin in the game, know how to run it, but have never had the tools to access those businesses as owners of these critical levers, are able to participate. So if you look at our last year's performance study, we invested, 6.6 billion in Black industrialists. So this went to 77 businesses, which was a 30% increase from last year. But critical for us is really the number of people that these businesses sustain, which is critical for our development, our indicators around job creation, but ensuring inclusive participation in the economy.
Sounds great, particularly, I suppose, to entrepreneurs out there. But are you able to give us a reflection of the IDC's investment in this arena?
I think, I'd love to take a step back and give a view of, our historical performance. And as much as everybody knows how long and established the IDC is, last year alone, our investment activities included 20.7 billion that was provided in loans and investments across critical priority sectors of our economy, including energy, agro-processing, mining, manufacturing. But critically, so 17.8 billion of this was paid to businesses. This enabled not only the activities, producing products, but more importantly, sustaining jobs. When we look at, the last 5 years, if you look at the period 2018 to 2022, the IDC invested 71 billion for businesses. That's approvals, disbursements followed through, but 48% of this, 34.4 billion, was committed to transforming economic participation in the economy, supporting black industrialists, black-owned businesses, women and youth-owned businesses. So that's something we take pride in. We're unwavering in our support for transformation and inclusive participation in the economy. But because we are a financial institution, we want to ensure that the support we provide to industrialists, pre-investment, post-investment, really ensure sustainability. We will support viable businesses with wonderful potential for job creation and being sustainable in the long term, so that we don't, miss out on our key indicators for job creation, growing our economy, but including more and more of our people in economic ventures.
Sounds great. Tshepo, thank you so much for the insights. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Tshepo Ramodibe, the IDC Head of Corporate Affairs. 9 minutes to 6.